This is the story of a boy who walked to school barefoot, a young man who lost both his parents before he could even understand the world, a soul shaped by struggle but strengthened by it. His name is Sylvanus Osoro. Osoro was born in a family of 3 brothers and 3 sisters as the fifth born. Their father, Mesha Konyego, was a secondary school teacher, while his mother, Sarah Kemunto, was a nurse at Kaplong Hospital in Bomet County. Everything was okay and theirs was a well-off family. Life took a turn when their parents died within 4 months. Their mother fell sick and died after 3 weeks, and their dad, who had been sick for 3 years, also died 4 months later. And their lives changed drastically as they were sent to live with different relatives. He ended up with an uncle who was a businessman in Nairobi. Unfortunately, the uncle was sent to jail and his business went down. The aunt found it difficult to take care of all the children. Thus, he ran away and went to look for food on the streets. He ended up living on the streets and sleeping on pavements for 5 months. A neighbor of his uncle found him one day and took him back home to his aunt's place. He was enrolled at Kihara Primary School, but he ran away to live with another uncle in Mukuru kwa Njenga. This particular uncle had no means to take him to school, therefore he introduced him to the scrap metal business. It was this business that helped him raise enough fare to Kericho for him and his brother. They traveled to Kericho to stay with another uncle who was a senior manager at a tea estate. Their aunt was not happy with having them at their home. However, they were enrolled at Chemasinge Primary School, where he passed and was called to Kapsabet Boys, but the uncle was unable to raise the fees for the school. A few relatives who had squandered his father's money enrolled him at Kamungei High School, but he stayed for only 1 term and was unable to continue owing to lack of school fees. As most of his relatives were unable to help him raise money for fees, he went to his rural home and stayed with his grandfather. While there, he cooked and sold mandazi and was out of school for 2 terms, but would always borrow notes from other students. Sylvanus Osoro then went for an interview at Nyabigena Secondary School, where he passed and joined Form 2. The school bursar was a relative who helped him, but he died in 3rd term, unfortunately. This forced him to move to his aunt's place, where by chance he met a man who had been acquainted with his father, changed his luck. The man offered him a scholarship at his private Hill Secondary School in Kisii. After Form 4, he passed and got admission to Kenyatta University. He declined the chance to join Kenyatta University to pursue an education course. He then moved to Nairobi and became a standard newspaper vendor. From the job, he earned 100 Kenyan shillings a day and will also get a commission of 5 for each sold newspaper. He will also sell clothes from Gikomba in the evening. After saving enough money, he did CPA, then enrolled as an undergraduate at Mount Kenya University. He previously worked as a merchandiser for a sales company before registering a company by the name Pitchfall Limited in 2010. The company deals with direct sales and marketing for fast-moving goods. He graduated from Mount Kenya University with a Bachelor of Law degree. Sylvanus Osoro is married to a beautiful lady from Meru, and the two have 3 sons. He credits his wife for being there for him when he had nothing and has been his #1 supporter and advisor. When he ran for parliament in 2013, he had heart but not resources. He lost. But 4 years later, he came back, and this time he won. The boy they once pitied, the orphan from Kisii, had become an elected member of parliament, a voice for South Mogrango and a voice for the forgotten. From the heated arguments in parliament to physical scuffles, Osoro has seen it all. He has been labeled many things: aggressive, loyal, controversial, but those who know him well describe something else: a man of conviction. He does not shy away from a fight, especially if it's one he believes is for the people. At some point, a funeral turned into a battlefield. Osoro and Kisii Governor Simbarati clashed in public. Their rivalry, once political, now spilled over into raw confrontations. Supporters fought, people were injured. Later that year, things got worse. At another rally, violence erupted again. Gunshots were fired. 4 were injured. Osoro denied any involvement. but the headlines were brutal. Protesters burned a coffin with his name on it. Critics said he was using force, that he had guns, that he was turning politics into war. Osoro stood his ground. He defended the use of police reinforcements, claiming his opponents were escalating the conflict. He called it political sabotage. Others called it chaos. In 2023, during a by-election in Kiamokama, he was arrested and charged with malicious damage to property, accused of damaging a rival's car. He posted bail. The court got involved. Yet again, he insisted he was being targeted. Osoro is no stranger to controversy, but each time he doubles down, not just in defiance, but in strategy. He rose to chief whip of the ruling party in parliament, a man once without power, now orchestrating decisions in the house. But power is never permanent. In early 2024, when Kisi's deputy governor Robert Monda faced impeachment, Osoro took sides publicly, passionately. He lost that battle. The Senate went the other way. His influence, some say, began to fade. But to his supporters, he remains the lion, the one who fights not for political favor, but for the man at the bottom. And so we ask, who really is Sylvanus Osoro? A disruptor, a defender, a man misunderstood? Maybe he is all of them. But above all, he is a reminder that greatness often comes wrapped in fire. That the path from pain to parliament is paved not just by ambition, but by grit, heart, and unshakable will. Amidst the chaos, he has remained connected to where he came from. He runs programs for orphans. He funds education bursaries for kids who remind him of himself, the boy who had nothing but hope. He speaks at forums, urging youths not to give up. He says, "The pain of my past keeps me humble." Because for Osoro, politics is not just a title, it is a platform, a chance to speak for those who have been silenced by circumstances. Today, when he walks through the corridors of parliament, you might see a confident legislator. But if you look closer, you will still see that boy from Kisii, the one who promised himself that he will one day matter. He's not perfect. He makes mistakes. He's still learning. But Sylvanus Osoro is proof that pain can fuel purpose. That brokenness doesn't mean the end. That even from the darkest soil, greatness can grow. So when you think of Osoro, remember this: you don't have to start from somewhere to get somewhere. You just need to start and never stop believing.
My name is Sylvanus Osoro. I come from Kisii County. As youths, we need to support our own. We need to support somebody who is passionate. We need to support somebody who has the Kenyan interest at heart. We need to support somebody who is friendly. And I